In this video, we got another episode of the Start Bench Cut series. If you guys don't know what this series is, basically I'll put a tweet maybe every once a week on X7Tanaka on Twitter, asking for 3 different players for a Start Bench Cut vid, and then in the replies down below, you guys will let me know 3 different cards, mainly at the same position, and I'll tell you guys who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I would cut between the 3 different cards, basically who I'm saying the best is between the 3, the second best, and then the worst. So for example, KP is going to say Kevin Durant, Tim Thomas, and T-Mac, and then I'll have to tell you guys between these 3 shooting guards who I'd start at the shooting guard position, who I'd have coming off the bench, and then who I would cut from that 3. So if you guys also want to let me know 3 different players down below on the YouTube comment section, I'll try to go through as many comments as possible and tell you guys who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I would cut as well from the 3 different cards you guys do name. But first off here, talking about Blasian's 3 is going to be Invincible Carmelo, Michael Finley, and Andrew Wiggins with the duo. So I don't think the Wiggins duo is going to make that big of a difference. I think Wiggins is already an amazing shooting guard. The duo will help a little bit with badges, but it's not going to really change anything too much with Andrew Wiggins because the stats don't get upgraded that much. But I would say for these 3 shooting guards, as much as I do like Andrew Wiggins, I think he's going to have to be getting cut. Michael Finley, Carmelo are just so good at the shooting guard position. I think it's really between Carmelo and Finley, you know, for who's going to be getting starting or who's going to be starting on the team. And I don't know, that's really close because Carmelo, I will say, does have the better jump shot, better stats, better badges. Sigs wise, very similar. I'll give it to Carmelo. I do think he's a better shooting guard. So for this one, I would say start Carmelo, bench Michael Finley, and then cut Andrew Wiggins. Next one's going to be Kevin Durant, endgame, Invincible LeBron, and Kobe. So this one's going to be, I guess, at shooting guard. If we're talking about shooting guard, I mean, Kevin Durant, obviously going to be starting. Don't think there's really a debate with that. And then between LeBron and Kobe, I think LeBron's a better card, even if it's not at the shooting guard position and just as cards in general. But I think especially if we're talking at shooting guard, LeBron is much better of a shooting guard, and I think overall a better card. So I'd say start endgame KD, not even a debate about that. Bench Invincible LeBron, and then cut Kobe. Now looking at the next one is going to be Hirohito Turkoglu, Isaac Bonga, and Livingston. This one I don't think I really have to think about too much. Hito Turkoglu starting, a 6'10" point guard, elite level jump shot. I would say bench Sean Livingston, really good offensive point guard, doesn't really have any flaws. And then I would say cut Isaac Bonga, not a bad point guard. Would love to see if we can maybe get maybe in the future we can get a dark matter Isaac Bonga in the next couple of weeks, and I think he could be a top level point guard. But for now, I would say start Hito Turkoglu, bench Sean Livingston, and then cut Isaac Bonga. Next one's going to be Rick Smith, Ralph Sampson, Mark Eden. For me, Rick Smith is going to be starting for sure. I think he's the 2nd or 3rd best center in the game, but then the debate between Ralph and Mark Eden I think is really close. But yeah, Rick Smith for sure going to be the starting center between these 3 cards. But now to talk about between Ralph Sampson and Mark Eden, I think they're pretty much the exact same center card, and it really comes down to preference. They're both 7'4", both have elite level player models and wingspan. Their stats are going to be very similar. I mean, I guess Mark Eden does have some better stats across the board, and total badges are going to be very similar. That I think it really just comes down to the animations. And for me personally, I do like Mark Eden's jump shot a decent amount more. I don't think it's like a way better jump shot. They both don't have like elite level jump shots, but I do think Mark Eden's release is a lot better. So for that reason, I think Mark Eden's slightly better at the center position. That I'll say start Rick Smith, bench Mark Eden, and then cut Ralph Sampson. Next one's going to be Invincible T-Mac, endgame Kevin Durant, and Manute Bol. So these are just going to be 3 cards, not at a certain position, but just the 3 overall cards. I would say Kevin Durant and Manute Bol are the 2 best cards in the game. So Invincible T-Mac, as good as he is offensively and just as a card, he's going to have to be getting cut. Even though you can make an argument he's the 3rd or 4th best card in the game. But yeah, between Kevin Durant and Manute Bol, this is kind of my take on it. You guys can let me know if you agree or disagree with this take. The way that I view Manute Bol versus Kevin Durant is for a majority of the player base, probably 99.9% of the player base, 99% of the Myteam player base, Manute Bol is the better card. And the reason why I say that is because he's 7'7", 8'5" wingspan. And I think a toddler could literally use Manute Bol, an 8-year-old could use Manute Bol and still have a lot of success with him because he's so easy to use. He's dominant, he can mash, he's just so big on defense. Like, he is so much easier of a card to use in game. So I think for that reason, for majority of people, Manute Bol is the best card in the game. But if you're a crazy good offensive player like Splash, you guys know on Twitch and YouTube, you guys know Splash, right? one of the best players on my team, especially offensively. For him, Kevin Durant might be a better card just because he's going to be so elite with that card, really good 3 hunting wise, and Kevin Durant is the best 3 hunting card in the game by far. Like for me personally, Manute Bol is a better card because I'm not that great of a 3 hunter, not really in my game. I mean, I can 3 hunt, I can still probably be pretty good with Kevin Durant, but that's not going to be my specialty or the thing that I'm really good at, you know, 3 hunting. So for me, I would say Manute Bol is the better card, but for some people that are really good at 3 hunting, if you guys are really good at 3 hunting, you can use his super quick jump shot, you can use his dribble sigs and really create space for them, then yes, I think Kevin Durant in the right hands, in the best 3 hunting hands possible, is the best card in the game just because you can be more dominant than with a card like Manute Bol. But the simple answer, I do think Manute Bol is the better card just because a majority of the player base is going to find him so much easier to use and as the better card. So for this one, start Manute Bol, bench KD, and then cut T-Mac. Next one's going to be Opal Yao, Mark, and Ralph. I think you got to give Opal Yao still the slight edge over Ralph Sampson and Mark Eden, even though I think it's somewhat close of a debate. I would say start Yao Ming, bench Mark, and then cut Ralph Sampson. Next one's going to be Josh Smith, All-Star LeBron, and Rudy Gay. I would say probably start Rudy Gay, bench Josh Smith, and then cut LeBron. I mean, Josh Smith and Rudy Gay are just on a completely different level when it comes to the small forward position. I mean, Josh Smith, a really good defensive card. He's athletic, he's super quick, and then Rudy Gay is just an all-around beast with one of the easiest jump shots to green in the game. I'm just going to quickly fly through some of the next ones here and just give you guys my opinion, start, bench, cut. Not going to really explain it too much and just kind of fly through as many as possible. So Tim Thomas, T-Mac, and Terry. I'm assuming we're talking about the Invincibles, so I'd say start T-Mac, bench Tim Thomas, and then cut Terry Dishinger. Next one's going to be Splash, Ty, and Nike. Karl Malone, Kankar, and Zion. I actually like that Kankar a lot, but I do think Zion is slightly better, so I would say start Karl Malone, bench Zion, and then cut Kankar. Next one's going to be Tim Thomas Hero, AK Dark Matter, and KD Endgame. Start KD, bench Tim Thomas, and cut AK if we're talking about at shooting guard. If we're talking at small forward, then maybe AK could be potentially better, but at shooting guard, start KD, bench Tim Thomas, and cut AK. KG, AK Rudy Gay at the 2. At the 2, I'd probably start AK, bench Rudy Gay, and then cut Kevin Garnett. Hero Ben Simmons, Hero Jokic, and LaMelo Ball. I would start Jokic, bench Ben Simmons, and then cut LaMelo. Invincible T-Mac, Endgame KD, and Hero Tim Thomas. I would start KD, bench Invincible T-Mac, and cut Tim Thomas. Michael Finley, Radiant T-Mac, and Invincible Kawhi. I would start T-Mac, bench Kawhi, and then cut Michael Finley. Kevin Durant, Tim Thomas, and T-Mac. I think we just did that one. Invincible Tatum, Invincible Giannis, and Invincible Carmelo. I would say probably start Carmelo, bench Tatum, and then cut Giannis. And then guys, here the last one of the video is going to be Bol, Chet, and KD at the small forward position. So at small forward, just because of how good Kevin Durant is, I think he's probably the best small forward between these three. So I'd say start Kevin Durant, bench Bol, and then cut Chet. I do like Bol a little bit more than Chet, but that one really comes down to preference and playstyle, all that type of stuff. But yeah, guys, that's going to be another episode of the start, bench, cut series. Let me know in the comment section down below, like I said earlier, 3 different players, and I'll tell you guys who I'd start, who I'd bench, and then who I would cut. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.